Hello Underdogger, it's your boy Underdog Recapped. Before we start, warning, spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a Japanese action movie released in 2016, called Reborn. This movie tells the story of a former legendary assassin who earned the nickname The Ghost. He is a man who was born with tactical abilities above the average normal human. He is also highly trained and has the instinct to move so fast that he can dodge bullets from a centimeter away and can kill with sharp weapons. Now he works as a cashier at a convenience store after deciding to retire. But his life is again disturbed by his past, so he is forced to return to the field to save someone he loves. What will happen next? Let's find it out together. The story begins by showing the scene of several tactical troops on an ambush mission. The troops are assigned to catch a hitman nicknamed Toshiro the Ghost. But in the middle of the search, one of the troops was killed by the hitman. Not told in detail, but it is rumored that this hitman left the organization that houses the mercenaries, after he learned that the organization carried out brainwashing experiments on young children. Then, in desperation, he took one of the children to rescue. As a result, the assassin is considered a traitor and must be killed for the sake of the organization's survival. The scene shifts and shows a little girl named Sachi, who is walking alone in the cloudy sky. On the way, she found a cat that had died from being hit by a car. Feeling pity, Sachi takes the dead cat to the beach to be properly buried. After that, she went to the convenience store to meet her uncle, Toshiro. Sachi herself no longer has parents. Toshiro has taken care of her all this time. Every night, they always go to the restaurant to eat and have fun. In the middle of the night, Toshiro suddenly remembered his past when he was still a member of a special force and was nicknamed the Ghost. Toshiro was once a member of the special forces known for his prowess in war. To calm his mind, he took depression medication and went to the shop where he worked. But in his shop, he still remembers his past and makes one of the customers in the shop surprised by his behavior. After that, Toshiro tried to consult a psychiatrist for the complaints he felt lately. Then he told the psychiatrist that he had a dream that he was killing many people. But when he woke up, he could still smell their blood. One day when Toshiro was working, suddenly a customer came and immediately pointed a knife at him and demanded some money from the cashier. Not bothering to bother, Toshiro handed over the money and replaced the shop money with his own. After a while, Toshiro and Sachi are seen visiting a friend named Ken, who is currently being treated at the hospital. Ken is Toshiro's friend. He was injured for helping Toshiro when they were still members of the special forces. On their way home from the hospital, Toshiro felt someone following them. Feeling the situation was in danger, he asked Sachi to go home first. And yes, when he was looking for people who were following him, suddenly a woman was about to attack him from behind. Quickly and calmly he dodged and killed the woman. It didn't stop there. There was still a man who tried to shoot him using the gun that was in the suitcase he was holding. But then again, Toshiro easily finished off the guy. On the other hand, there are two men who are planning to kill Toshiro. One of them is named Phantom, who is Toshiro's general and former boss. It turns out that in the past, Toshiro was the strongest person under Phantom's leadership. On the other hand, Toshiro returns to the psychiatrist to deal with his growing anxiety, where the psychiatrist simulates therapy by pointing his hand like a gun at Toshiro's head. Suddenly, Toshiro was beside the psychiatrist to dodge the simulation shot. Long story short, at night, while eating with Sachi, Toshiro's instincts again caught the danger signal around him, so he left Sachi at the restaurant. Then he goes out and confronts the assassins. Calmly, Toshiro was able to finish them all off. After slaughtering the assassins, Toshiro came to his shop to pick up some tools that could be used as weapons against his enemies. But out of nowhere, he saw three people pretending to be health workers that came to Toshiro to finish him off. But as usual, nothing could hurt him. Toshiro managed to defeat them easily. Just as he was about to eat using the chopsticks he used to kill his enemy earlier, two men came and offered to help Toshiro. As it turned out, they were both envoys from Ken who asked them to guard Toshiro and fight the assassins who were after Toshiro. After that, Toshiro went to call Sachi to find out how she was. But suddenly, a woman came and approached him and immediately attacked Toshiro. While calling out to Sachi, he manages to kill the woman and continues his conversation with Sachi. He asks Sachi to stay there as he can't go home for a while. Elsewhere, Phantom and his men are seen contemplating a way to capture Toshiro. Later, they get a message from someone saying that Toshiro is their target and Phantom shouldn't bother him. That person's name is Walker, an old friend of Toshiro who has the same power as Toshiro. The two of them were the strongest people in the special forces at that time. Currently they are enemies because they have different goals. On the other hand, Toshiro visits Ken at the hospital. When he was about to go home, Ken offered to join the fight with him. However, with his condition still injured, Toshiro asked him to stay in the hospital. Then, Toshiro came to his base and took some of the weapons he needed. One day, when Sachi was leaving the house, she was visited by Phantom's men and went somewhere. Not long after, the person guarding Sachi called Toshiro and told him that Sachi had disappeared. However, Toshiro calmly said that Sachi was with him. Hearing this, Toshiro's friends were confused because they didn't see Sachi at all. Turns out, it was all part of Toshiro's plan so he could find out where the Phantom's base was through the tracking device he had installed on Sachi's body earlier. The next day, the three of them devised a plan to attack Phantom's base in the middle of the forest. Toshiro will attract the attention of Phantom's men who are on guard while his friends will sneak in secretly. When they heard the number of Phantom's men consisting of hundreds of tactical troops, Toshiro's friends lost confidence. But as a true leader, Toshiro immediately said that excessive adrenaline will scare you. So don't let the fear overwhelm you because a warrior must be able to overcome his fear. Finally, from that motivation, Toshiro's friend regained his confidence. Not long after, they began to act by eliminating the Phantom's men one by one. To lure Phantom's tactical squad, Toshiro fires a gun upwards to get their attention on him. A moment later, troops began arriving in the direction of the gunfire. Toshiro, who was ready to welcome their arrival, managed to finish all of them. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Toshiro's friends struggled to brutally kill the entire Phantom army. In the middle of the battle, Walker was seen who intervened to kill Phantom's men. However, his original goal was to find Toshiro and kill him. Meanwhile, one of Toshiro's friends meets Phantom's most powerful henchmen. Finally they fight. Phantom's men are far superior to Toshiro's friends and kill Toshiro's friends. Returning to Toshiro, he was still fighting tons of tactical troops with no injuries at all on his body. He managed to fight all the troops and was able to dodge all the bullets aimed at his body. Next is the Phantom's strongest man who will fight Toshiro. However, he was not a worthy opponent for Toshiro. So Toshiro easily finished him off. Just as he was about to die, Phantom's henchman tried to detonate a bomb on his body. Quickly, Toshiro disconnected the bomb wire so that the bomb could not be detonated. After a while, Toshiro immediately went to his friend and asked him to come in first. Meanwhile, Toshiro will still kill the Phantom tactical troops who are still outside. After they were all defeated, Toshiro saw the tactical troops following him from behind. However, Toshiro ignored him and left. And it turned out to be Walker, the one who wanted to kill him. Later, Toshiro enters Phantom's headquarters with his friends. They instantly slaughtered all the tactical troops that stood in their way. Until finally, they managed to find Sachi who was hiding. However, Toshiro still had to leave her because he had to find Phantom and solve this problem. He asks his friends to look after Sachi and bring her back to base. Then, Toshiro continued his fight and was again able to defeat them without being hurt at all. After all the tactical troops were defeated, Toshiro finally faced Walker. The two of them started a fight and fought each other at speed and were very careful in their attacks. After fighting for a long time, Toshiro finally managed to defeat Walker with his deadly attack. At the end of the film, Toshiro calls Sachi to find out how she is. However, while talking to Sachi, suddenly Phantom appeared in front of Toshiro. He also said that all of this was just a trap, so Toshiro came to the base to fight with him. Toshiro was ready to kill him. Phantom, knowing he will not win if he fights Toshiro, ends up using his hypnotic abilities to finish off Toshiro. As Toshiro fell silent, Phantom slowly brought his knife closer to Toshiro to kill him. But suddenly, with one dangerous attack, Toshiro manages to kill Phantom. After defeating Phantom, the injured and dying Toshiro finally falls and becomes unconscious. After a few days, Sachi and Toshiro's friends were now on the beach. They reminisce about the days with Toshiro, who always tried to protect them. Even though Toshiro is now gone, his kindness will always be in Sachi's heart. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time.